Hi, my name is John Olsheimer, and I am a credit expert who contributes to creditcardinsider.com. Today's question is this: how long does a credit card have to remain inactive for it to be canceled by the credit card issuer? It's a very good question. There is no rule or industry standard or uniform answer to that question. The credit card issuer, and this is unbeknownst to most credit card customers, the credit card issuer has ultimate control over how long you have their card, period, under any scenario, under any circumstance. Credit card issuers can refuse to open a card for you. They can close existing cards. They can modify the terms of your account, and in many cases with notification, and in many cases with no required notification. And so at the end of the day, the amount of time your card remains inactive and how long it takes for the credit card issuer to say, you know what, this guy's not going to use the card, he's not generating any revenue, we're going to go ahead and close the card out from underneath him. There is no set period of time for how long it takes for that to occur. Some credit card issuers are more conservative and they're going to pull the trigger more quickly in a shorter period of time, maybe inactive for 3 months, maybe inactive for 6 to 12 months. Some credit card issuers are more liberal, meaning that they are going to allow the card to remain dormant for an indefinite period of time before they take any adverse action, maybe years in some cases. They may never ever close the card despite the lack of activity on the card. So it's important for you as the card holder and the card user to ensure that you do not give the credit card issuer any incentive to close the card out from underneath you because you do not use it. In many cases, we have many cards in our wallet, either general use credit cards like a Discover or retail store credit cards that can only be used at one chain or type of store. And we don't necessarily use all of them all of the time. It's not really a good idea to use all of them all of the time, because in credit scoring models, you're actually penalized for having too many accounts with balances. And the interest rates on these types of cards are generally much better than the interest rates on the retail store cards. So it's actually better if you're going to be carrying a balance to use these general use credit cards than the retail store cards, because it's going to be less expensive. It's going to be expensive, but it's going to be less expensive as if you were to carry a balance on a retail store card. If you were to essentially toss this card in a drawer and never ever use it, you will eventually find that the credit card issuer will close it. 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, it will eventually happen. When that occurs, you are going to lose the benefit of the unused credit limit on this card in your credit score. That can cause your score to go down. This is why you hear many people say, if you want to improve your scores, one of the strategies to not employ is closing all the credit cards that you don't use, because your scores can actually go down. That's why your score can go down. Credit scoring models like to see a large amount of unused credit limit relative to whatever balance you have on the credit report. And one of the ways that you keep those ratios very low and the relationship in your favor is by having cards that you don't necessarily use remaining open on your credit reports. Cards like Discover can, in many cases, come with very, very high credit limits, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000. That's actually extremely helpful for your credit score if you're not moving, or if you're not carrying balances on a lot of cards at any one given time. So the way that you ensure that the card issuer is not going to close a card from underneath you is by using it from time to time. So take your cards, put them on a revolving door, use every few months, at least one or twice, pay for your dry cleaning, fill up your tank, buy groceries, do something to knock the dust off the card, give it a little bit of activity, pay it off when you get home if you want to. And essentially you're resetting the clock of activity and giving the credit card issuer a reason to not close it out from underneath you. Because I'm telling you, the last thing you want to have happen is you have all these credit cards that you never ever use, and all of a sudden you say, hey, I'm going to use that card today. And you grab it and you head out and you use it, and the waiter comes and says, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry, ma'am, your card did not work, and you did not know it, but the card issuer had canceled the card maybe months or years before because of inactivity. So use them periodically. If you're not sure if your card is still open or not, pick up the phone. I promise you there's a phone number on the back of every single credit card that you have. call the issuer. They would love to talk to you. They would love for you to start using their card again because it's very difficult to acquire a new credit card customer. So if they can reactivate someone who is dormant, they're absolutely going to be happy to do so. And ask them, hey, is my card open? And if they say no, you have a choice. You can either live with it or you can reapply for a new card. If the card is open, you're going to want to make sure that you use it because it'll knock the dust off, kind of keep it on the revenue generating side of the card issuer's equation, and therefore it's an incentive to not close it out from underneath you. So if you have any other questions pertaining to credit or any other financial topics, please submit them to creditcardinsider.com or in the comments section below. Thanks a lot for watching and have a really nice day.